Hello, it's Wednesday, 10:30, English Live. Um, so this week our positive affirmation is I am loving myself. So hello, Michael. Loving myself um, doesn't mean arrogance, um, doesn't mean proud, doesn't mean hello Tony, doesn't mean not caring about other people, doesn't mean stuck up in anything. Those that we talk about just now is fear. Arrogance is fear. So it's got nothing to do with being loving. So this week I would like to share Louise Hay. Louise Hay is one of my most respected teacher. She spent all her life in positive affirmations. So hello, Michael. She does a lot of work in positive affirmations, in encouraging people to shift their thinking so that positive changes happen in their life, positive changes happen in their body. Even in healing themselves. Hi, Jojo. Today is English Live. Hello, Paul Yi-san. So, she basically encouraged people to do positive affirmation so that people's life shift towards positive changes, and even to the extent of healing themselves, healing their bodies. So, hello, 你好，我係咪應該叫你做阿 Lu 啊？Okay, so today I'm sharing Louise Hay's model on mirror work. So what happened is step one, I should. So Louise Hay is basically telling us that in our life, there is so many things that we feel that we should do. I should do this, I should do that. I have to do this, I have to do that. I don't have a choice. That by itself, that thinking by itself is very constricting. It's very, very constricting, and it's very, very limiting. So she asked people to write down what they feel they should do. And so she's helping people to see that in their life, they are imposing a lot of various limitations in their own life. So that's I should. Now, she moved on to talk about step two, which is a much more spacious question. So the question is, if I really wanted to do something, I could. So if we look at that question, instead of saying I should, basically she's encouraging people to shift it to a more spacious question. If I really want to do something, I could. What could I do? So it becomes a question that's encouraging possibility, encouraging a lot of space and flexibility, rather than saying, I should do this, I should do that. Hello, money. So, and then the most important thing, and is one of her most famous work, hello, money, which is the mirror work. So Louise Hay is telling us that we have to accept ourselves as we are. So do not try to judge yourself or criticize yourself. An example of it will be, I have spot on my face. So I really hate it for a long, long time. I really judge myself of having that. It doesn't help. It doesn't go away. Hello, hello, money. Um, it doesn't go away because of that judgment. Actually, I try many different ways and spending a lot of money on that. It doesn't help. So it's not about judging. It's more about appreciating yourself, accepting yourself as you are, and loving yourself as you are. So suddenly one day, I felt that, oh, I suddenly realized it's not about the spot that I'm having on my face. It's my thoughts, which is what Louise Hayes is telling us. Your thought is creating your reality. So when your thoughts shift, your reality shift. So suddenly I have this thought that instead of judging myself of having all these spots on my face, I decided that I do not have to express my life with the sport. I don't need it anymore. Please leave. Please just go away. I don't need you anymore. Thank you very much for serving me all these years. So suddenly, it's like miracle happening. I run into somebody who could permanently and safely and gently remove spots from face. So hello, Sally, CP Sally. So it's about your thought, and your thought, just by shifting a little bit of your thought, it changes the reality in your life. It heals your body. It brings in possible ways to heal yourself. So it's about shifting yourself, shifting your thinking. That would also shift your reality. So mirror work. So step 3, mirror work. Louise Hay basically invite people to look at mirror and distract themselves from the mirror. So it's very powerful work. A lot of people actually criticize themselves, not liking themselves, judging themselves. And in my Mandala party classes, I do see a lot of people judging themselves. For example, um, I don't draw as well as all of you. This is too short. That is too long. I am the ugliest person in this group. And I'm fat, I'm short. So all these thinking, when we have all that thinking in our mind, it does create our reality. So what she's telling us basically, hello Yong Boxy. So what she's telling us basically is whatever problem you're having in your life, look at yourself, reflect on yourself. What in my thought that is causing that problem to happen, instead of pointing finger at other people. Reflect on yourself. So whatever not working in your world, in your reality, reflect on yourself first. So that's very powerful work, mirror work. I have used that for my coaching, and it's really very powerful. I add the additional skill of writing down verbatim, in a verbatim manner, what my client is exactly saying. A lot of the times, we are too used to listening to ourselves, and basically there are things that we are saying that we can't even hear ourselves. So the moment you write it down the moment you show them what they're saying, when you could visually see what you're saying on a flip chart paper, everything written down. It's a very, very impactful, very powerful thing because you got to see what you said. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you. I hope one day I'll be in the Philippines and sharing the same to your group or your community or your friends, whoever will benefit from this and appropriate. So, anyways, so when we are when we are so when we see what we actually say, it's very powerful. You got to pick up all the negative things you're saying about yourself because you could actually see it. Hello, good morning. So there are so many negative things in what you're saying. So that's a very powerful thing. I do that in my coaching, and I hope I could also do that in a class one day to a huge group of people. So that's the mirror work model from Louise Hay. So the other thing that's very important is about when we talk about I am loving myself is forgiving yourself. Stop judging yourself, stop criticizing yourself. A lot of the times our problems comes from us. So listen to what you are saying to yourself. It's time to forgive yourself. Everything is up here. Stop beating yourself up. It doesn't help. The same amount of energy could be used elsewhere for constructive purpose. So stop beating yourself. Forgive yourself. And one of the last things that I would like to talk about before I close this live is be selective. Even if you are an angel, be selective of friends, be selective of relationships. Just because you are an angel, you don't have to please everyone. Just because you are an angel doesn't mean that you have to be nice to everyone. When people are not nice, you don't have to be like them, but at the same time, you don't have to be too nice, and be brave enough, be courageous enough to leave toxic relationship. Just walk away from toxic relationship. So I hope that this week's positive affirmation, I am loving myself, would remind you to love yourself, remind you to appreciate yourself more, because loving myself, from Louise Hay's words, is about knowing what we are very good at. So many times, because it's our talent, we are so used to that talent that we took ourselves for granted. We forgot to charge people for what we are very good at, for what we are expert in, just because we are too good in something. We forgot to charge. We we overlook that. We didn't know that that's our talent. That's something that we're very good at. So don't be too nice. If you have to charge, please do. So it's about knowing what you're good at, knowing that it's okay, it's totally legit for you to charge, and knowing that it's okay to say no to people when that's not fair to you. Um, so I hope I'm a good reminder to all of you. And let's remind each other, not only reminding you, but also reminding myself. Even when we are an angel on this earth planet, we don't have to be too nice. We don't have to suck up to everyone that comes our way. We are not obliged to heal everyone that comes our way. Save some energy for yourself, and continue to be walking angels on this planet. So when talking about that, this afternoon I've decided that next week I am going to talk about boundaries. So next week will be about boundaries, how we set boundaries, healthy boundaries with people. I think that's so important. So hi Jason. So this week's positive affirmation: I am loving myself. Remind you to love yourself, and remind myself to love myself. So you have a very happy rest of week. And I have last week's writing outstanding, because every week when I'm talking to you, I'm not just talking to you. When I'm talking to you, I'm inspiring myself. So when I inspire myself, so many thoughts come my way. It's like flowing into my world. So when I'm talking to you, I'm at the same time writing everything down in Chinese. It's one of my dreams to write the self-help book in Chinese, so that a lot more people could benefit from mindfulness, positive affirmation. So the whole thing is, my book is taking shape. So it started from mindfulness, and then we talk about I am miracles in action. Even if you have miracle in your life, it's not enough. It's got to be I am miracles in action. And then we also went on to talk about diamonds. Diamonds is your skill, is your talent, things that you're best at. Even when you have diamonds, please know that it's not enough. You have to use it. So diamond in action. And now, this is our second week on talking about congruence, being congruent. So the inside you and the outside you become as close as possible. So we have started, I have decided that I would like to start 13 weeks of I am aligned, and talk about 13 mindful leadership inequalities. So 13 weeks. So this is our second week. Last week was perfect, and this week we are talking about I'm loving myself. So happy rest of week, and stay well and take care, and be an angel with healthy boundary on planet Earth. So I'll see you again on Friday. Happy week.